Hi everyone, how's it going? My name is Desiree, and what I have for you today is a mindfulness practice to help manage stress and to help you relax. This is going to be a restorative pose, so you will need props. What you are going to need, now you can add on to this as much as you'd like, but for a baseline, you're going to need two blankets, a bolster, a pillow, 2 blocks, and something to cover your eyes with, whether it's an actual blindfold, a t-shirt, or a hand towel, or whatever else you'd like. Now, I know that everyone may not have a bolster, but you're also welcome to use pillows in place of any of these objects. The whole point of the props is to give you support and add a little extra comfort. So again, you don't have to have exactly what I have, but do have, things like hoodies, again, blankets, pillows, anything else that you could possibly substitute with. This is where your creativity and imagination can come into practice and really just not just give the practice potency, but also just give you a little extra comfort and ritual. So the point of this practice, again, is to help move into a state of relaxation. When we're in a calm, centered state, we are able to make better, wiser choices. We are able to have a bit more clarity. Overall, just be in a better state of mind to make decisions, or just, how our mood comes out. So this is something that has been really useful, not just in my own personal practice, but in my classes as well. I do teach restorative yoga as well as vinyasa, but there's nothing more than I love to incorporate into my classes than a restorative pose. So again, grab all the things you need. You can have more. If you have less, the things that I want you to prioritize are going to be leg support and head support, and that'll make more sense once I show you what we're going to do. But go ahead and grab your things and then we'll get started. So where we're going is we're going to be doing a side Savasana posture. So we are going to be laying on our side. It doesn't matter which side you prefer, but we will be laying on our side. So like I said, we'll need head support, leg support, support for the arms. I do suggest you have something to place over your eyes. If you're somewhere in a cooler climate or you tend to get chilly, do have something else, another blanket or an extra layer to place on top of yourself before we get into practice as well. So let's go ahead and set up our props, and then once we're in the shape, I will guide you through a practice of relaxation and body scanning. So let's start with the blankets. Now, I have rather long, wide folds. They don't have to be exactly to match, but what we want covered is, so we're going to be layering both blankets. So we're going to want coverage and support from the rib cage up past the head, right? That's going to be our bottom blanket, our base blanket. So if you could find a shape somewhere like this, and mine, right? So I started here and I just folded it once in half long ways, right? And both of them are folded like that. So to set up the base blanket, just going to keep that long shape. If you have fringes, face them away from the body. All right, and then this top one, this is going to be a bit of extra head support. We're just going to fold it about like a third of the way in. Again, fringes away from the body, folds underneath, right? So everything that we're laying on is really soft and supported. And I always love to have a folded edge closest to the body too, because once you're down, if you need to adjust, right, it's much easier to do that and adjust while you're in the shape than opposed to having to get up and move around and kind of just disrupt the whole vibe of the pose. So have your blanket set up like this, right? And I may, just because I know where we're going, I may need to refold once again, but as you can see, that folded edge closest to the body is gonna be most beneficial because my legs are gonna be down that way, head's gonna be up here. All right, blocks I'm gonna place in front of my body so that once I'm down, I can better situate, and face covering or eye covering, just set that up to the side in arm's reach as well. So now bolster and pillow. Bolster, you can do one of two things. You can have the bolster in front of your body, right? So I'm going to be facing the camera so you can see. So you can have the bolster in front of you, or you can have it behind you. You can also set your practice space up, and I apologize I didn't say this sooner. You can also have your practice space set up against the wall. So if you need to pause and you want to go do that, then take care of that now. But this is either going to give you support for the front of the body, or the bolster is going to line down the back just to kind of nestle you into the shape as well. And then the pillow is going to be for in between the legs. And again, you can substitute these things for bigger pillows, more blankets, bath towels, beach towels, whatever you find to be most beneficial for you. So I'm just going to move this down so you can see me once I get into the shape. Right, so like I said, the blankets are going to be for head support and eye covering here. So as I go to lay down, right, I see that my head is sinking. So this is where I want to readjust a little bit. Right. And I actually lied. You don't necessarily need your blocks, but do have them close by in case you do see a body part that needs a little more support. All right. So here you can see that the blanket comes all the way down to my shoulders, and now my head is a bit more supported so that the head is in line with the spine, right? So bolster is going to come up, right, and be resting for this top arm. Right, so knees are going to be bent, right? I'm going to be here. And then pillow is going to be in between the legs, right? So here we are. Now, if you wanted, right, we could swap out the bolster, place this behind you again, so it just perfectly hugs like down the spine, and we can do a block under the arm. I really love to emulate being cozied up in bed because again, we want as much just nurturing and support and hugging as possible here for comfort, right? Again, we want to move into a state of relaxation, a state of ease, a state of safety, right? We're moving everything into centeredness and calmness, right? So once you know, and really take your time, especially with the self-practice and restorative, to make sure that you have everything situated, right? And I always like to even give myself a few extra moments before I allow myself to really relax, because naturally the body is going to want to shift, it's going to want to move, right, as you relax. So again, it's better to just have yourself set up beforehand so you can just make those adjustments so you really allow yourself that grand moment to fall into the practice. So after you found a way to get situated, right, and that works for you, right, we're going to put this eye covering over the eyes, get it a little darker. Right, just take a few breaths. They don't have to be very deep, but just use that breath to pull your focus into exactly where you're at. Right, you're switching gears from watching me to moving into your practice. Right, so naturally, like the body wants to start to sink. The breath may start to slow. Right, and if you have any inklings of needing an adjustment or an extra prop, take care of that now. So you can just try to keep your mind free and open to the practice. Bring your attention to your toes. And allow your toes to spread and relax. Allow the weight of your feet to soften. Allow the feet to widen. Allow the muscles in the lower part of the legs to soften as well, and to let go of any gripping. Allow the thighs to relax, the fronts, the backs. Allow the hips to heavy into the ground. And relax your belly. Just let your breathing be natural. Allow the chest and the back to heavy as well. And just let the entire trunk just sink. Allow the skin on the chest and the sternum to move downward. Allow the arm bones to just rest, to lighten. Release any gripping in the fingers. Let go of any tension in the neck, the front, back, and sides. Soften the muscles around the eyes. Soften the muscles in the cheeks. Muscles along the jaw. And visualize all the nerves on the back of the head slowing down. As your whole energy and essence starts to calm down. And just acknowledge that you feel relaxed. That you're moving into a state of calmness. Visualize your entire body feeling weightless. And then from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes, see if there's any other area that you can let go and let become more calm, more soft, more relaxed. Allow your breath to move freely. If at any point you find your attention to be somewhere else, just guide yourself back to focus on your breath, or go back to relaxing each part of the body. So you can continue to stay here for as long as you'd like. If you absolutely have to come up with me, you're going to press your top arm, the hand of your top arm, into the floor. And very, very, very slowly, you're going to sit yourself up. I want you to move so slow, as if you're moving through something thick. And then once you come upright, just take a moment to pause, keep your eyes closed. And give yourself a few moments to integrate being upright. focus on your breathing and just start to integrate your senses with where you're at, with your environment. And then when you're ready, slowly open up your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this practice to be relaxing. I would love to hear your feedback, so please share whatever comments or questions that you may have. Again, my name is Desiree, and I'm so happy that I could bring you this practice. Thank you so much, and see you soon.